LSU. They don't score a whole lot of points per game. Is that just because they're more defensive oriented?
Yeah, they are. You know, they're probably playing a little bit more fast nowadays. They got the athletes, so they're pressuring the ball a little bit more. Three-quarter court, they're trapping in the half court. They're junking it up. And then they like to play fast in transition.
How do you think this team will be able to handle all those rotating defenses?
I mean, I think we stick to what we do, whether in man or zone. If you're definitive in what sets you want to run, you just run them through and you stay organized.
How tough a place is that to go on the road?
It's always a tough place. Fortunately for us, it's a place in which Asia used to have a really good games against LSU. We don't have that element, but we got enough for us to be effective. What we need to do is stay organized. We got to defend because they have the ability to put points on the scoreboard with the athletes that they have, and especially if they can play in transition. So, you know, for us, I think we have to continue to move the basketball, continue to share it, not turn it over, knock down some shots, and just play with balance like we have been.
Coach, from a growth standpoint, where have you seen this team grow from the beginning of the year to now? I know we have a long way to go, but how do you feel about this team right now?
I feel like we're always progressing, inch by inch. I don't think we've taken too many steps backwards, so that's always a good thing. You know, each and every day we get healthier, and you see an element of our game grow. You know, bringing Bianca Cuevas back into the fold. I mean, she gives us instant offense in a lot of different ways, passing the ball, shooting from the outside. She penetrates it, so that's another element that we were probably missing on a consistent basis.
Don, what's your message to the team about sustaining success in this league, especially the younger players going through it for the first time?
I mean, it's hard. I mean, I talked to them today about just getting a road win in our league. Doesn't matter what records are. If you don't bring your A game every time you step on the floor, you could take a loss, whether it's on the road or at home. You know, I think for us, I think we just have to stay in the moment and stay in character for us, and that's, you know, keep getting better defensively, keep sharing the ball on offense, and defending.
Coach, can you just talk about the success that your team and also what Frank has had, both you guys starting off undefeated in SEC play and almost kind of parallel starts to, you know, younger teams, players trying to find their roles, also, you know, having to deal with some injuries as well. What's it like to see, you know, both programs on top of the SEC right now?
It's always great. Anytime that any of our teams are successful, it brings more notoriety to our school. I think with Frank and women's basketball, his team, I think it's always great because everybody thinks of us as a football school. So when basketball can get going, it raises the level of our university, our athletics department.
And Coach, you also mentioned your team's been progressing. Are you comfortable with the pace of the progression? Did you think it would take this long to kind of get where you guys are at right now?
I mean, I really didn't know. You can from a year ago or in the summer, a couple months ago, you could try to plan for how well you think this team is going to progress. I really didn't know because we had too many question marks as far as health, and we didn't know when we would get them back. I knew that once we're all healthy, we'll look like a much different basketball team. So hopefully, you know, that progression will take place a little bit quicker, but only time will tell.
Do you feel like that progression has also been helped by, you know, you had all these tough games early on in the schedule, and now you've had a stretch where, you know, obviously you don't overlook anyone, but it's, you know, more manageable?
You know, I think playing a tough schedule is always going to, you know, make you mature a little bit quicker. I just had anticipated us being a lot more healthy playing that type of schedule. But if you look back on it, it's helped us. It's helped us focus a little bit better. It helped us understand that we have to lean on different people at different times until we got completely healthy. And now, I mean, you're seeing, you know, some other players step up in roles in which they had not, you know, in previous years.
And is there a timeline for Alyssa's injury?
No, there isn't. You know, I think, you know, she was out here flat-footed shooting, she's tough. You know, she's not really going to let an injury hold her down, you know, too much longer. It's a familiar injury to her, so I think she understands the rehab that must take place in order for her to get back out here.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, how'd you feel after that Parkey missed field goal? I guess how you feeling how the Eagles, you know, get to go to another round?
Well, I wore this the week before we played, one of the days, and it brought us luck. So I'm hoping that when we go to church on Sunday to play those Saints, okay, we're not saint-like. So I mean, the Eagles, I think, are playing their best football, and I think people aren't expecting us to win, and when you do that to someone that's from Philly, good things usually happen on our side of the ball.